Good morning, friends. Welcome to the webinar on a Saturday morning. Some of you are on a weekend, but you have made time to attend this program. I just wanted to give a brief introduction to what we are going to do. And before that, I would like to welcome the expert resource persons as panel members, Engineer G.S. Suresh from Mysore is the Managing Director of Skylark. Welcome, Suresh, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And we have another Dion in construction industry, especially in the demolition and project management, engineer Er.N. Ashok. I'm very happy that he made time to interact with the faculty, students, and the engineering community today. Welcome, Ashok sir, to this program. So this is a unique program. Am I audible, sir, Suresh sir?
Yeah, you are audible, sir.
Yeah. This is a unique program. I am associated with most of the professional bodies in Karnataka and in India for last several years, and interacting with the engineers, interacting with students, faculty, and both experienced as well as the young professional engineers. So many times we keep talking about the quality of construction, the employability of the fresh graduating engineers coming out of engineering colleges, and the students, what they learn in their curriculum, the issues with the curriculum development and design. All these points have been discussed several times on several platforms. But the issues are continuing. Even when I was a student, same issues were discussed. When now I'm in the fag end of my professional service, so even now we are discussing the same issues. So that means these issues are will be continuous, and the learning should also happen continuously. And in this background, in fact, a few years back, the major consultants of Karnataka, we came together under the leadership of Dr. C.S. Vishwanatha, and we brought out a handbook for all the government engineers, especially on quality issues and how to do the constructions and maintain the quality in the execution process. So in continuation of that, several programs have been organized through the Indian Concrete Institute and Association of Consulting Civil Engineers. But however, the focused activities for faculty, students, and the fresh engineers up to 5 years, 6 years service, we need to keep talking about these quality issues and how to improve continuously in the execution part. So the quality depends on the quality of the students, the quality of faculty, and the kind of knowledge and skills one develops during the course of study, the 4 years of engineering, and immediately after the engineering, whichever organization that we join, and what we learn in that, and what skills we develop during the earlier stage of our profession is very, very important. So in this connection, another new initiative, in fact, I've started several quality circles, one for the ready-mix concrete manufacturing and users. It has been running from last 10 years. A lot of activities are carried out under ready-mix concrete manufacturing circle. Then another one was created for the reinforcement, because steel and concrete are the two major elements or components or materials we use in the construction, apart from other construction materials. So in general, this initiative for building construction quality circle keeps on at least twice in a month, talks about quality issues and how to develop the quality in our day-to-day activities, and how to learn what knowledge is required, what kind of skills are required in the changing scenario of the construction industry. And for the different segments, we have lower income group, middle income group, higher income group, the regular buildings, residential buildings, then commercial buildings, and the major projects, infrastructure projects. So each one will have a different issues. So in this connection, there will be a series of activities. Already 2 programs have been conducted in this, and the first one was addressed by engineer A.T. Samuel from Stoop Consultants, and now it is ATS Consultancy Services. Now, this program, I've requested Professor Suresh and N.R. Ashok to interact, because last year we did a major quiz program for student community in Mysore, supported by SK Super TMT, and more than 500, 600 students participated. It was a grand success. So that quiz gave another impetus for all of us to work more activities for the student and faculty and the fresh engineers. So before getting into further, I would like to introduce Professor G.S. Suresh. He is retired Dean and Professor from NIE Mysore, and he has got 37 years of teaching experience, and he has also administrative positions. He has held as academic dean and academic affairs. He was head of civil engineering department. He was also project consultant at NIA group of institutions. He has guided 15 masters, 1 MSc engineering, and 3 PhDs, and 3 are registered. A lot of papers he has published, more than 100 papers in national, international journals, and also conferences. He has published research papers. So research projects, he has carried out several research projects under the University Grants Commission, Karnataka State, Science and Technology, and various other organizations. He also got a patent in arches in foundation for residential buildings. He has published 3 books and several awards he has got. Special category award for building construction with sustainable technology, outstanding lifeline structure award, teacher extraordinary 2020 from Builders Association of India, teacher for excellence from Rotary Mysore Southeast, achievement award from NIE management, structural design of outstanding residential buildings. Several notable works he has done, and he is also involved socially for the CSR and related activities. And he was also chairman for Mysore Center during 2013 and 15. He was also his activities are well known, and especially in the last few years, he has taken very active role in developing the future professionals for the construction industry. So I'll not get into the details of all these, and I will share these presentation later to all of you. He is also married happily, and Rohini Suresh is an interior designer, and daughter Sunaini Suresh, she is also civil engineering. So many projects he has worked, and I'm very happy that we have Suresh sir today with us. And thank you, sir. Thank you for joining. And looking forward for your interaction on employability and what is required for employability. Employability is not just for graduating engineers to get the first job, but also for the professionals working to move up in the ladder. They need to learn the skills and knowledge required, and that is also employability requirement. We will discuss briefly about that. The another resource person, subject expert that we have today is N.R. Ashok. And N.R. Ashok is the Chief Consultant, ACE Technologies. He is, in fact, when I was guiding projects for undergraduate students about 10, 15 years back, one of my students, I still remember Lakshmi Vaisal, she is now in UK, and we did request Ashok to guide a practical oriented project for the student, and she was involved in the demolition of some major work at that point of time. From then on, I have become a fan of N.R. Ashok, and he has done BE Civil Engineering and Masters from Canada. He has worked in USA and Canada and returned back to India in 1987 and started his own consultancy firm. AS Technologies, and he is the chief consultant and managing director of that organization. He is an expert in deconstruction, structural rehabilitation, structural waterproofing. You name any topic, he is like an all-rounder. Not only technical aspects, the other than technical, you ask anything about the general knowledge, he is an excellent person. Immediately, he loves to interact with children. He loves to interact with the young budding engineers. And I'm very happy that today we have N.R. Ashok with us. I will not read into his biodata. In fact, one of the initiatives started at BMS College of Engineering, SMRC, Structural Masonry Resource Center, where Mr. Raghunath and even I was there in the initial part of the program, involved in major restoration of masonry structures, and he is also an expert in that, and he is also technical advisory committee member for NIE and Ramakrishna Ashram projects. And he has got a wide experience, and I'm very happy that we have today Engineer Ashok to talk about what is knowledge, what exactly is required, what kind of skills. Now everybody talks about skills. Some says life skills, some says communication skills, some says technical skills. So lot of confusion. So one needs to really understand what is this skills and knowledge required to get a job as a fresh engineer. And once you get a job, how to move up in the ladder, how to grow in any organization by upgrading the knowledge and skills. So we will generally discuss and interact with all of you on the skills and knowledge. So before getting into the topic, I will just give a brief 2 to 3 minutes on quality. And I was dwelling with this quality from a long time. The major aspect, in fact, when I was the chairman of Board of Studies at university, we wanted to create a civil engineering museum, like architects have a studio in most of the architectural colleges. Like similarly, we need to have a civil engineering museum in in every civil engineering department, where all the materials and tools samples should be available, and students should feel and the material and understand how exactly the materials. And once when we do the testing and other things in the laboratories, we should understand what is the importance of these testing, why we need to do the testing, and understand the basic properties of the material and how these properties are implemented when we start designing the projects, planning the projects. So all these things should be explained, and that is called as experiential learning. And I think from last few years, even the AICTE and the university have given a lot of importance for experiential learning. In fact, VTU, as per the guidelines of the AICTE, introduced internships for civil engineers also, all engineers in fact, and that needs to be understand. The objective of internship needs to be understood, and we should learn during the internship about the basics of all the things, whether it is material, whether it is designing, whether it is planning, all those things should be learned. So everything, quality is not restricted for civil engineers, quality is not restricted for materials. Everything that we do, even the time that we spend, we should spend quality time. So quality is must be an integral part of all of us in every aspect of our life, and should be applied to what we learn, and it will help the employability, it will help to get the knowledge, it will help to upgrade the skills. And if you do all this, definitely our life will be better, and the activities that we do will be better, and finally we can also achieve the quality in the aspects. So Kattad Nirmana Gunamatta Samudaya anta Kannadadalli. In fact, this program we wanted to get all the support of all the professionals and even the student community, fresh engineers, and we should take it to the lower levels of construction industry, starting from mason, starting from barbenders, all the workforce included in the construction industry, because we learn as engineers, we instruct them to execute the work. So actual people who execute the work needs to be told about quality and importance of quality. Then only the overall project can be executed with the expected quality. So, in general, everybody knows when we talk about quality, the APDC plan or PDC Act. So, the planning, execution, controlling, and actions based on the experience, this cycle needs to be understood very effectively and implement in every aspect of our life. So I will not get into the details of quality, and overview of this is very, very essential. The total quality management problem solving tools we have to adapt. And for this, the broad thing is we need to learn, we need to experience, we need to interact with experienced people. For that, the most important aspect is professional associations. So engage with your industry and grow your professional network. This will give us the required skills. This will give us the required knowledge, and that will help the employability aspects. And once we do all this, then automatically quality will come in, and we think in quality terms, and whatever we do, the projects and other things can be executed, and we can expect a good quality. So you take any professional organizations, you take any university, whether Indian or outside, they list some skills: communication, teamwork, problem solving, initiatives, self driven initiatives, planning and organization, learning skills, technology, self management. The same thing in different forms. You will see. You go to any website of any engineering college or a training institute, you see these are the major employability skills. I think Ashok will talk about this, and quality is associated with this also. So everything is connected to quality. Therefore, we will spend some time on these, how to acquire these kind of skills. We'll also discuss during the panel. And the ideal engineer, one expects, and any organization expects, there should be dependability, honesty and integrity, positive thinking, proactive attitudes, and willing to work are the major things that one looks at. And I think Suresh will deal with these kind of things, what is required for to get an employment in any organization, what are the basic knowledge required, and what companies look, and based on the area in which you would like to work, because it is a very vast industry. Construction industry is a very vast industry, and there are different verticals in this, and it is impossible to get complete information and become a master in every area. It is impossible. At least we should have an overview of all the areas, and at least we should have core knowledge in any one of the areas. The domain specialization is very, very important. Once we have that, automatically we don't have to look for job. People will automatically contact us for getting the jobs. So selecting a good employee, any organization looks the same things. And for doing this, what is required and what the this quality circle focuses is regular interactions with the organizations, the industry and the institutes. Lot of regular interactions should be there, and there should be a good bonding with all the stakeholders, architects, engineers, builders, owners. We should interact, we should learn each other, and these things should be continuous. Normally, we work in silos. Architects will be separately working, engineers will be separately working. We do not spend much time together, all of us. In some major projects, there will be regular weekly and fortnightly meetings, but that will limit to 1 hour, 2 hour thing to discuss major critical issues. But regular interaction keeping quality in mind, we need to have a lot of interactions that should happen. And this quality circle aims in organizing a lot of bonding activities between all the stakeholders along with the students. And use of technology. Now everybody talks about artificial intelligence, IoT, and BIM, these kind of things. So how to use these? We only listen to lectures. Actual usage of these technologies and tools are very important. I think we will introduce gradually to these things, and training engineers, contractors, barbenders, masons, these things will continue. So I will stop at this point of time. We will come back, and now I request Suresh, Professor Suresh, to initiate the discussion regarding the employability, and then maybe we'll take some question and answers, and then we'll continue the discussion. Thank you, and welcome Suresh to share his presentation.
Thank you, Ashok. Thank you for giving me a chance. I also thank SK Super Steel and ACCE and BIT for considering us to deliver our thought about the employability and other things. So please share my PPT. I'll be mainly discussing on employability and also on the scope of civil engineers and where you have the openings. Yes. There are some flow in the slide. I say yes. Next, you press the mouse button so it will move to the next. So we come to what is employability. Please, next slide, sir. So employability is referring to ability gain initial employment or to maintain our employment already we are there, and to obtain the new employment if you are changing your stream, if required, can be done. The capability to move self-sufficiently within the labor market to realize potential through sustainable employment is what is the employability is. Employability is more focused on students' capabilities for successful and sustainable career development. So, as Ashok will cover the skills, the skill and the knowledge are very important for us to get the employability. When you are preparing yourself for the examination or for your any interview, you need to have some basics knowledge of what is taught in your civil engineering curriculum courses. But the civil engineering curriculum cannot make you to be industry ready. So we need the students should have self motivation to learn. They should have the hunger to learn. If they see something, why this is happening like this, they should try to understand the reality. Next slide, sir. What you should think before selecting your career. Next, sir. Ashok, sir. Ashok, sir.
Yeah. Sorry.
So whether you want to learn or earn, you should decide yourself. You have to be more in the beginning in the mode of learning. After you cross 30, you start thinking about earning. So first 5 or 6 years after you graduate, you should have ability and also enthusiasm to learn what's happening in the civil engineering industry. Your own passion or following someone, your own passion starts at your home itself. Your father might have constructed your house, and you should try to understand what are the different components in the building, how they are constructed. So that passion you should develop in the construction field. then you have to have the financial position to pay fees, and that you can arrange through the bank, or you can also take the help of your parents, and also you can take the help of any friend if you have. Then your family and friends pressure are also sometimes you talk to your friend or to your relative. They say that you go to water resource area and you will not be interested in the water resources. So you should develop a passion to go to a particular field in civil engineering after you graduate. Next, sir. Civil engineering field has expanded into a job opportunity pool for the upcoming generation. Civil engineering is one of the pillar of engineering, as all of you know. It was the first engineering started way back about 500 or 600 years, and that exclusively hold the merit of constructing a marvelous world arena with impact in the building, dams, architecture, and so on. This field has expanded into a job opportunity pool for the upcoming generation. So just to give a click, sir, the first point will get highlighted. So please give a click on the mouse. Okay, leave it. Uh, then there is a GR project which is called Grandview Research Incorporation, a civil engineer market size of about 12.08 million US dollar is expected in 2025. So there is a lot of scope for you to become civil engineer. And exhibiting the compound annual growth rate of about 5.2% is there in the civil engineering, construction and infrastructure from 2022 to 2030. Both the government and private sectors are investing in huge infrastructure and self-constructions, thus inviting skilled civil engineers are required for that. The future scope for civil engineering is ever inflating. Yes, statistical data states that the civil engineering market industry is projected to grow from a US dollar of 5,222.6 billion to 7,834 billion in 2030. So this shows that we need a lot of skilled civil engineers, and there is a lot of scope for you in the civil engineering field. India is a developed nation with extensive scope of for civil engineers. Both the government and private sectors are investing huge scale construction, inviting skilled civil engineers. The government of India has also engaged in many projects such as smart cities, smart city visions, the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, etc. And a lot of investment is coming from our Indian central government. So there is a scope for you, but you should get ready for that. Next slide, sir. So let us have a option of what we can do as civil engineers. I always advise for a good student to first go for higher studies, like you may go for M.Tech, MS, wherever you want, either India or abroad, but work in India, and you can also go for research, and also you can become a professor like us, and you can be in academics. You can go to private job and do the promotion of the construction, and also have your passion in the construction. Private business by a company, you can own your own company, you can work for others, you can work for the multinational companies, and you can earn very good salary for you. Apart from that, if you want to work in a very high-end government engineer, you can either take UPSC exams or APSC exams. UPSC exam means it is the uh, Public Service Commission, Union Public Service Commission, or Karnataka Public Service Commission, and you can prepare for that. You can get a good rank and you get a very good skill. I will discuss about this later about what is UPSC and next slide, sir. So I just compare between higher studies and the job. If you are going for the higher studies, the candidates who are willing to do the higher studies, you can go for MTech, ME in any of the sub branches in civil engineering, the structural engineering, geotechnical, environmental, or transportation engineering. It has got very good scope even in India and abroad. And many of you might be knowing in India, you can also do equivalent to MTech called as MSc Engineering or Master in Science, which is offered by all the institutes in Karnataka under VTU. This is similar to a research and where you do first semester coursework and then you do the research and submit a thesis and you get an equivalent to MTech in MS. And also you can do Master of Business Administration. If you are going for a job, as I already discussed, you can have a private company or a government sector. Next, sir. Next slide. Employment opportunities are in this field of civil engineering, structural engineering, site engineers, geotechnical engineers, and you can become a professional teacher or that is lecturer or professor like us. And for to become a lecturer or professor, you should have a passion to teach and passion to learn. Otherwise, you will become a very bad or a unacceptable profession in the field of teaching. And assistant project manager also you can become assistant civil engineer, and you can be in the quality and purchase control executive, and you can have a planning and design officer also. So there are many employable opportunities you have to become the employability ready for the future. Next slide, sir. Next, please. Please keep on clicking, sir. So you should have mathematical skill. You should have the soil investigation skill. More about this, my friend Ashok will talk with you. Then you should know about the testing of materials, which the quality Dr. Aswath sir was talking. And you should have knowledge of surveying instruments, and also you can be construction standard codes expert you can become. You have to know about the bar bending schedules, and you should have the skill of reading the drawing, and at the same time have the skill for the software. Many softwares are there, I will list them later. And you should have bills and budget estimation expert also. You can be all these skills will help you to become a good field engineer in your future. Students who complete their BTech degree or incubate a skill set, these skills enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of the student in the job undertaken by them. So there are many lists of skills which we have shown, many more skills you require to do. If you come to employability percentage, next slide, sir. You can see in different metro cities for different engineering stream, the second column gives you what is the percentage is happening when compared to total engineering outcome of the students all over India. And when we compare it in New Delhi, we have 13.5. Unfortunately, in Bangalore, we have 4.29%, and in Mumbai, 10.6. So like this, we have In Hyderabad also, we have got 9.44. So at each metropolitan city, there are employability which is created and much more is required. And these are being taken from a statistics developed by an institute. Next, sir. When you compare to the amount of planning that I have done at the central government level is about 102.51 lakh crore planned infrastructure projects during 2020 to 2025. So this graph is self-explanatory. You can see there is in energy, so a very heavy investment is planned during this period. It is about 24.54 lakh crores of rupees, which is about 24%. Like that for highway, about 19.2%. For urban infrastructure, it is about 15.9. Like this, you can read that for irrigation, rural infrastructure, social infrastructure, telecommunication, industrial infrastructure, airports, ports, etc. So what these things will indicate is we as civil engineers, we should be able to be ready what is required to these industries. The main thing is every industry will have their own requirement. We cannot prepare everybody to all the industries. So depending on where you are interested, there are many training institutes. You should join those training institutes, particularly in Bangalore, and go in that area and you get your skills done. So more about how the skill to be done will be discussed later. And you can also see here, there are share of national infrastructure pipeline, which will be about 39% by the center and 39% by the state, and private sector is investing about 22%. So under implementation, it is about 42% of the total amount is there, and under development is about 19%, and in the conceptual stage is about 31%, and still not classified is 8%. Next one, sir. Next slide. So this is the hierarchy of civil engineering jobs you have. At the lower level, you can read there the application engineers, help desk technicians, etc. Or in the lower levels, middle level, and senior levels. So this is what you can expect to be. You can select them, and as you grow in the company, you will achieve these positions after you join to a particular company. The overall investment going on and the work going on throughout India is building construction project is about 40%, and the infrastructure project is about 14%, and highway projects is 7%, and amenities for the social projects is 16%, and commercial project is 23%. All these data very clearly shows that we should be ready. What we should be ready? We should be ready with open heart and open mind to see that we will accept all our challenges when you go to a particular field and to a particular company, and we need to get ourselves ready for the industry. Next slide, sir. When you are in the civil engineering degree course, you have been taught with engineering mechanics, structural analysis, geotechnical, etc., water resources, and all that. And when you pick up a particular, always remember in each course, you should concentrate on the fundamentals. You don't know when we will need those things, and you should be prepared with all the materials you have to be always with you. For example, yesterday, I was required to analyze one of the masonry mandap at KRS, I had studied about the masonry and other aspects of the masonry long back, but I had kept all the materials I had used to learn, and those were, I opened it and I could able to recall what the knowledge I had about the masonry, and I could able to analyze that mandap, which is very essentially required, so that we cannot expect every day we can use a particular topic. So you should be prepared to know the basics in your engineering that should be applied. And coming to this mathematics, very essential. You need not know all high fund of mathematics, which is taught to you in third and fourth semester. Simple mathematics solutions, you should have the knowledge. When it comes to natural disaster, civil engineers are very, very important branch which requires to cater to the disaster management. They plan an important role at the time of natural disaster, and we should be prepared. We should have some natural drilling to be done during the normal days, and we should get ready for the natural disasters, maybe due to earthquake or flood or tsunami, whatever it is. So we require the knowledge of structural engineering, geotechnical engineering, and to manage the crisis, you require transportation engineering. And to know what's happening during the disaster, the improvement of soft soil, warning and rescue system, and high performance structures knowledge should be there for a civil engineer who has prepared for the natural disaster. The role of civil engineer for natural disaster is explained here, and you should be prepared to help the people who are in distress. So, what are the prospects after civil engineering? Next slide, sir. Next slide. Next. Keep pressing the button. So you can have a building controller surveyor, you can be a consulting civil engineer, you can be a CAD technician, you can be a contracting civil engineer, and you can be a site engineer, design engineer, and water resources engineer, and structural engineer, rural and urban transportation engineer, and geotechnical, and also you can be environmental engineer. So nowadays, environmental engineering, they have a separate undergraduate course. So those students will take care of the environmental, and also civil engineers are equally involved, and it has got a lot of scope. Next slide, sir. The public sector companies hiring civil engineering graduates are listed here: National Thermal Power Corporation, NTPC, Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, ONGC, HAL, GAL, Gas Authority of India. These are all government public sector, which is absorbing civil engineers. Where nowadays you are also seeing many people talk about Chandrayana, and there the civil engineers' role was very high in ISRO, and there also you will be able to get employment. Next slide, sir. Some of the top companies which you might be knowing, and you should try to be ready to take interviews and their written test for these companies. There are many, many companies which I have listed. Some of them are Larsen and Toubro, Godrej Properties, and many such, it may be Shapurji, Poranji and company. Next slide, sir. Popular firm hiring for civil engineers I continue here. Some more list. Government firms like Coal India and Hindustan Petroleum Corporation. Many companies are there, but we should be prepared. We should have flexibility to learn to their requirement. Next slide, sir. I told you we have UPSC examination. In this, the civil engineers can appear for IES, which is called Indian Engineering Services. You can also go for police services, or you can go for administration services. What are the advantages of the UPSC examination? Is you are working under a very highest level. There are about 29 services in Government of India, and you have a good power, and you have got extraordinary skills development possibility are there, and you are working at very higher government officials and privileged to enjoy. The disadvantage is you have to work across the country, or it may be even abroad. You can stay at a place only for 5 years, and too many social contacts. Some people will get irritated, but you can't help. You have to bear with the social contacts, and you have to adjust to the geographical area of that particular city or a place. Similar advantages are there in KPSC examination, and the disadvantages are also I have shown here. Next, sir. Yes, I told you about the requirement of software is very essential nowadays. When we completed our engineering, we knew only to use mini drafter and white paper or a drawing sheet to do the drawing. But now we have got so many software which has replaced our drawing board, and you have to be minimum requirement for any civil engineer is an AutoCAD or Autodesk and StatPro. These two are very essential, and many more I have listed here. These software skill should be developed by you to get a good employment. Of course, any engineering can go to MBA. So I don't talk much about this because you can become a HR or marketing, you will forget about the civil engineering. So I talk less about the MBA because it does not mix up. It does not include civil engineering ability or capability in that. You can become an entrepreneur, but I always suggest that after your graduation, you should not directly start your own business as a contractor because you don't have knowledge. At least you should work for 5 years in a very good company like L&T or Godrej or Brigade and get an experience, then start your own entrepreneurship. The entrepreneurship in civil engineering is not like any other industry where you can start immediately after your graduation. The scope of civil engineering entrepreneurship I have listed here: designing, testing, executions, third-party quality assurance, etc., etc. You can develop, you can have your own office and do all this work at the office itself. You need not go to the site also. Next, sir. Next, sir. You can also become a professional practicing engineer and valuer. You can do the estimation of projects. You can be an arbitrator. You can be a tenderer. The preparation of tender itself is a very big skill which is required for big companies, and you can make a profession out of that as a tenderer. Billing of projects, negotiations for contracts, labor contractor, material supplier, and you can be a rate analyzer. Rate analysis is a big subject which you can master yourself along with the quality surveyors, and you can be a third-party bill engineer and survey of quantities, and RCCA reinforcement estimation, bargaining schedule, and other things are very essential skills required. Next, sir. If you want to become a water resource engineer, you have got a lot of scope in drip irrigation, canal or water course lining, pipes for irrigation can be manufactured, non-government water resources estimator, design of hydraulic structures, and many more government agencies and these IRMA, CWC, hydrology project, and you can become a GIS expert to apply for water resources. And you have very good scope in water resources also. Next, similarly, you have highway engineering. So I have taken a lot of time. I will just skip this highway engineering. You have scope as indicated here. Next, advanced construction technologies. You can own many equipments if you have good source of money with you. You can own your own equipments as listed in this slide. You can hire that. You can give them for hire, or you can use for your own projects. So a lot of scope is there even to invest in the equipment. Next, sir. Very essential thing is safety engineering. You can become a safety engineer for the manufacturing of many equipments, many products of concrete and soil cement block, etc. You can have gloves and helmets, safety shoes, apron, all this you can supply or manufacture on your own, and you can do the automation also in safety engineering. Next, specific services for painting, scaffolding, supplying of equipment, etc. also can be taken up as specific services. Next, sky is the limit for the entrepreneurship. So you can you have to have some knowledge before you do your own entrepreneurship, and be careful you don't jump directly from your civil engineering. Next, sir, skip this. Next, sir. This is about the environmental engineer. Next slide. So the future of civil engineering in India is the next slide. Next slide. Yes. The urban development segment, the construction industry in India has urban development segment and real estate in general. The urban development segment includes urban transport, water supply, healthcare, sanitation, and many more education institutions, whereas the real estate segment encapsulates office, residential, hotels, shopping malls, leisure parks, retail, and amongst the others, you can have many more. And when it comes to infrastructure, the growing middle class is creating a demand for better roads and more airports for easy and quick transportation, more power grids to light even the most remote rural regions. So you can have very good future as civil engineers. Next, sir. The choice is yours. And coming to the ethics, ethics is a very important criteria in civil engineering. You issue public statements only in an objective and truth manner. You hold a paramount the safety, health, and welfare of the public. Don't cheat that. Perform service only in areas of their competence. Issue public statements only in objectives and further manner. Next, sir. Act of each employer or client as a faithful agent or trustees. So try to be yourself, understand that you are the owner and somebody is working for you. If he starts cheating or if he does a job which is not ethical, then it hurts both the owner as well as for the work. So have a good ethics in civil engineering. Next, sir. Next slide. So the choice is yours. So choose your career wisely and make yourself employable. I hope I have covered enough about the employability. Thank you. Over to Professor.
Sir, thank you very much. Elaborate presentation. One thing I would like to highlight here is the last part of your presentation where you have shown slides on entrepreneurship, startups, and other things. In fact, in the last 5, 6 years, especially last 2 years, lot of happenings are there in startup sector. Both central government and the Karnataka government has given a lot of incentives and also promoting and encouraging the startup culture. When Karnataka government or the central government conducts these exhibitions like Invest India, Invest Karnataka, there will be so many startup pavilions in the palace grounds. More than 500 pavilions were there the last time, and not many from the civil engineering background. I think this area all our participants can explore. There are a lot of opportunities in startup sector. They can identify any service or a product, and they can start working in that direction. And for that, lot of support is also required. In fact, even all the engineering colleges are also looking to collaborate with good ideas. There are a lot of venture capitalists who are ready to fund, and a lot of professionals who are ready to give the technological support. So only you need to put forth your idea and then start interacting with the right people, both from the financial side and from the technology side, integrate. And I think there will be a lot of opportunities in this direction. Maybe Ashok will also touch at the end. And especially in BIT, we are now opening up to all the professionals to collaborate with our institute, and we will provide the necessary connects and also necessary support for the entrepreneurs and those who would like to start their own startups. So with this, I now request Ashok sir to throw light on skills and knowledge required, and maybe then we'll take up some questions. That will be the most interesting part of this session. Please write down all your queries and questions, whatever you have, and where you have the starting trouble, what are the problems that you are having, problems or issues, what kind of support you're looking for to move from the present level to the next level. We will definitely handhold all the people who need support, who need mentoring, who need connect with the industry. That service will also provided through this quality circle for all the civil engineering and architecture professionals. Over to you, Ashok sir. You're muted. We can't hear you.
Ashok, unmute. No, not able to hear you.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So, Dr. GS has presented something extremely wonderful. I was looking at every slide with a lot of interest. One thing he has done is he has actually stolen my presentation. So, I will anyway here, because he also covered quite a bit of skills and knowledge. But I would like to sort of summarize whatever he said in a way briefly. What is required on the site, what employers are looking at, what you can bring to the table, and maybe later on I would like to also talk about the startup that Dr. Ashwath mentioned. I would like to do that also. Now, with this, the first thing that I'd like to comment upon is India's infra spending may double to 143 lakh crore by 2030. This is a huge amount of money that is there for construction in this country. It is not there. In fact, the rest of the world is looking at India right now. They all want to enter India because there is so much construction that needs to be done, both in infrastructure, housing, and so many other things. So civil engineers have nothing to fear. In fact, you can look forward to a very, very bright future. So this is what needs to be built in this country. We need roads, bridges, dams, irrigation projects, transmission tower projects, airports, railways, metro, harbor, sports, commercial buildings, everything that you can think of is going to be there. Plus housing for India's millions of people, shortage of more than 36 million houses are there. Now that's a huge number, huge, massive number. You can't even imagine the number. And
Go for
even if
slideshow.
hello, can you hear?
Go to slideshow. You are showing on the.
Can't you see my slides?
Yeah. We are seeing both the sides. So better you go for slideshow. Press F5.
Press F5.
F5.
Yes, I'm pressing F5.
At the bottom you have got right side slideshow.
1 minute.
No,
Now you're able to see this one?
no, it is not in the slideshow. You go to slideshow.
Sir, go to view. Yeah.
Is slideshow now?
No, it's not slideshow.
In my thing, it's showing slideshow. 1 minute. Oh, there is some issue. Wait, it was working at that time. 1 minute, sir.
Right bottom corner, you got icon, slideshow icon on the right bottom.
1 minute.
Yeah, here show. Left bottom, left side, you have got play from start or play from current slide.
1 minute.
You click the slideshow.
1 minute. Slideshow. I am pressing slideshow.
Sir, you're at the right thing. Go to the second row, top corner, top left corner.
Top
Play
left
from
corner.
the current slide.
Current slide.
Just below insert.
Yeah,
Just below the insert symbol.
No, what are you seeing now? What are you actually seeing now? Are you seeing my slides or no?
The software as it is.
No. Are you able to see my
Play
slides or
from
no?
current slide, which is available on the left side of your
No.
top
What I mean is, I am using, unfortunately, I'm using Apple MacBook.
Okay.
So you are seeing.
Play. That you click. That you click.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Now you're
How
able
to
to see?
click the down button, you will get.
Now you're able to see clearly?
Yeah.
Okay, now? Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a huge shortage of houses in India. And this is where I would like to again refer to what Dr. Ashwath said. There is a massive opportunity for startups for developing housing for India. Because although we have been, there is such a huge shortage, we are still using age-old technology, bullock cart technology, I call it. Same old brick, same old mortar, and huge shortage of workers today, trained workers. And we're again trying to give training in brick and mortar only. Now that cannot, that's not sustainable because it also requires a lot of water for construction, which is wasted. In fact, if you are able to shift from a regular construction to erection and assembly of prefab components, then you can save 90% of the water that's used for housing construction. So that is not only good for the country, you get much higher quality because you move to manufacturing mode, but you also save on water. Now, what are the fundamental skills required for civil engineers is what we need to understand. Now, we need civil engineers should be able to read and understand architectural, structural, and MEP drawings. These are all very important skills. Unless you get into a company, you work with somebody, you will not be able to understand all this because although you have studied all this in college, actually going to site and actually seeing these on the field, there's a huge difference. So get into a company, stay minimum 3 years and understand all these things. And read and understand technical specifications in detail. Don't leave this to the contractor. As an engineer, as civil engineers, we are supposed to know the technical specifications and we are responsible for specifications that need to be built on the site. We cannot keep saying, sir, it's left to contractor, left to contractor. We have to do it and we have to supervise the contractor. So this is a very important skill. Knowledge of quality parameters, I won't go very much in detail into it, but there will be quality parameters which are already built in specifications and that needs to be followed. Rate analysis, I cannot tell you talk enough about this unless you know the rates. What happens is that contractor gives you a rate and you just have to accept because you don't even know how to do rate analysis. In fact, just recently we were GSS always also knows this very well. We have been interacting with contractors in the NIE projects. So they give some rate analysis and then we find that the rates that are given are 3 to 5 times more than what should be there. Okay. Now the contractor says, sir, that is the minimum rate. Then our team is able to actually show, look, this is the rate of material, this is the rate of labor, and this is your profit. And even if you do all this, the rate is only so much. Why are you quoting 4 times more? So unless you know rate analysis properly, you will be taken for a ride in the real world. So that is a very, very important skill that you need to know. Of course, QS, quantity surveying, is also very important. You need to know how to establish quantities. That also is very important. Estimation, micro and macro level. First thing is estimation for smaller quantities. Macro level means the entire project. So let's say a house is to be built. Then today we talk of, let's say today the rate of housing is around 3,000 rupees per square foot. Now that is the macro level. Suppose you want to build a huge project, let's say a road. How many crores does it take to build a road per kilometer? That's at macro level estimation. So you need to know both micro and macro to be able to succeed in the construction field. Preparing a bill of quantities, very, very important again. Unless you know how to make the BOQ for the project, you will not be able to proceed further. You need to have knowledge about excavators, bulldozers, all heavy equipment that are being used today for infrastructure projects. So this itself is a separate specialty, separate vertical. And if you know which heavy equipment to use, then you will be able to provide a solution for the project on hand. Because earth has to be moved, concrete has to be laid, road has to be made. Unless you have a clear knowledge of all these heavy equipment, you will not be able to give solution. Launching girders, lifting equipment, tunnel boring equipment for, let's say, metro projects. So you need to go into detail. Every one of these things is important. But at the end of the day, like Dr. GS has said, you have to decide where you want to be. You want to be right in the thick of action, doing tunneling, doing metro projects on the side, building a bridge or doing a coastal road project, or you want to be in the site design office. You have to decide for yourself what you are suited for. Once you decide that, then you'll be able to do a great job. Knowledge of BIM is super important nowadays. Without BIM, projects are not progressing. In fact, most of the architects now have moved on to BIM, and you need to know how this works, because to avoid clashing of the amenities and facilities and the construction elements, you need to have a knowledge of BIM and be able to open it and comment upon it. Project planning is very important. You need to know how to plan a project from beginning to end. And if you know how to put all the parts of a project together, then only you'll be able to succeed in driving the project, because you need to know where to start, where to end, where to concentrate on. How, for example, in a building apartment project, the lift comes at the very end, but the lead time for obtaining a lift is more than about 5 months. So you need to know when to order a lift so that it arrives at the right time so that you can do it. Otherwise, at the end of the project, you order a lift, the entire project will get postponed by about 5 to 6 months. So planning to know where each equipment is required, where materials are required, at what point, how much materials are required, how much men are required. You need to know all that very well. And to do that, of course, you got a lot of project planning softwares, MS Projects, Primavera, Revit, Zoho projects. You need to understand all this. As I said, there are many verticals, and planning itself is one vertical, project management. And you need to know the dependencies and milestones. Once you know all this and you become an expert in planning, then you can have a great future as a project planner. Today, there's a huge shortage of project planners in this country. Apartment projects, in fact, almost every developer now needs planners, but they don't have them. Resource allocation, you need to know how to allocate your resources, money, men, machine, and material. And then budgeting based on the resources and bill of quantities. As you can see, all these are interconnected. You need to have a knowledge of all your money, men, machine, material. You need to know how to budget them using your resources. And once you can do that, then you can start tracking the project. If suppose a project is stuck somewhere, then first thing is you need to plan so that you don't get stuck in a project. If you do get stuck, then you need to be able to identify where it is stuck and how to manage that risk. Because today it's all about risk management. Huge amounts of money is being spent on material, on machines, and on labor. And if you go wrong, there's a huge loss that is incurred by the company. So you need to understand the kinds of risks and to be able to manage those risks. Understanding contracts and tenders, very important. When you give out projects, you need to understand every line of the tender and of the contract, because you can either lose a project or gain a project. You can go under loss or you can make profits only if you can understand all the clauses of the contract. And today, contract documents are more than 1000, 2000 pages in size, and every sentence is important. If you can read the contract clearly and carefully, you won't commit mistakes while you fill up the tender. And if you fill up the tender correctly, then you will be able to make profits. Safety management on site is one other very, very important factor. Today, all big projects, you need to have a safety engineer. So you can take a number of courses which are available on safety. And if you do that, you can get a job as a safety engineer. So all these are different knowledge and skill sets that you can get, and you can get jobs. Project report writing is one more very important skill that you need to have, because most of us engineers, we are not used to writing reports. This should be a factual report. It should be written clean, clear. This is not like storytelling. It is based on facts. And there are a lot of, again, institutions which give writing skills courses. And if you can do that, then you will be in demand. Excel today is a must-have tool for anything you do on the site for engineers. And if you have a working knowledge and excellent knowledge of Excel, then you can collate your data. You can analyze the data that you have, that you get from various sources from the site, and that will give you a clear understanding of the entire perspective of the project. And with that, you will be able to identify risk points. You'll be able to identify where it is getting delayed, or how to allocate resources. All this can happen if you have a good knowledge of Excel. Communication and marketing. One of the things that civil engineers are very bad at is communication and marketing. We may have a good project, but we don't know how to market it. And we should be able to not only have technical knowledge, but also be able to market it well. Otherwise, today what's happening is we are dependent on marketing experts. We are dependent on management experts to be able to project our skills, and sometimes they don't have knowledge of our civil engineering technology, and therefore they are not able to present it properly. So if we can learn communication and marketing, we will be able to project the project very well. Site construction skills, I can't talk enough about this again. You need to have a very, very deep knowledge of formwork and scaffolding, steel bar bending, steel fabrication, concreting, waterproofing, because today we find that although in the past, even 100 years ago, bridges were built by the Britishers and our old engineers. Even take KRS Dam built by Sir M. Vishwesvaraya. See the kind of quality that was there. They understood the basics of engineering and built it so well that 100 years later is still functioning. But today, we find that even our houses, which are built about 30 years ago, are already exhibiting signs of cracks. They are leaking everywhere. Quality is bad, and its life itself is over after 30 years. In fact, if I ask you, or somebody comes to you with a offer of a site plus a house, and says the site value costs 1 crore and the house costs 30 lakhs, you'll say, I'll not give any value for the house. I'll give only value for the site. So that itself shows that our quality skills are very bad, and that can be improved if we have basic working knowledge of all these things that I'm showing. And if you can do that well, then we will not get into this field, which also is required. In fact, this is my favorite topic because I built my career on this: concrete surgery, dismantling, demolition. A number of projects all over the country are getting old. Housing stock is getting old. We need to be able to cut. We need to be able to dismantle concrete. We need to be able to demolish concrete in factories, in large infrastructure. And if we do that, then new structures will be built. So this itself is one huge vertical. And as I said, my whole career was built on waterproofing and concrete surgery. And it is lucrative provided you know exactly what to do and do it safely. You need to know equipment higher rates because many times you can't buy all the equipment that you need. So you need to know the cost of the equipment. You need to know the hiring rate. What is the going rate for a JCB per day or per hour, whatever, you know, then you'll be able to hire equipment. Then if you're able to know this, then you'll be able to quote your rates for doing the job properly. And if you do that, then you also become profitable. So formwork, scaffolding are also hired out in most of the places. That also you need to know the hiring rate. Only then you can become a good engineer. You'll be able to plan your project well. Man management, supremely important. Today, labor comes and labor goes, and your skill lies in being able to keep labor with you and see that they're trained well and see that they're with you from the beginning to the end of the project. Because if people leave in the middle, then it becomes a huge challenge to get back labor and continue your project, and then you lose money. So you need to have labor skills. You need to be able to keep them happy, at the same time keep them well trained and see to it that they do a quality job. These are skills for the new age surveying by LiDAR and drones. Those are new age skills. So that's another place where you can make your mark. You need to know, of course, geotechnical engineering. You need to know structural design skills, and you know, need to have knowledge about concrete testing, NDT, other tests on building materials, because today all these are built into specifications in the tender document, in the contract document. All these are already written down. So you can concentrate just on this, and you can make a career for yourself here too. But of course, whether you make a career in this field or no, you need to have a basic knowledge of all these tests, because you need to be able to fulfill quality requirements on the site for your client. And only if you have a basic working knowledge of these tests, you'll be able to fulfill all the quality requirements. The future, of course, is coming back to precast and prefab, precast concrete, prefab buildings, and it also can be done for housing, interlocking masonry without plastering. As I said, you need to minimize the use of water. It need to be sustainable. So that is where a huge opportunity exists for youngsters who can do startup for housing. In fact, you'll be surprised to know that Toyota has a house building company since 1975, and they have taken their manufacturing skills and have applied it to the house building company. It's called the Kasugai House Building Company. They are able to manufacture houses which are fully livable, complete house, including interiors and everything else, in just 1 week. They're able to put it up. Just 1 week. Amazingly high quality houses, which nobody has been able to deliver at that quality in the world. So that's one opportunity that exists for India, because we have a huge shortage of houses. So if we can build housing, if startups can think of building housing, then there's huge opportunity there for youngsters today. And of course, precast, prefab, you have hundreds of construction elements. So you need, there will be automation, there will be logistics of moving, and all these hundreds of elements which are moved from place to place, you know, they can is very confusing. So QR coding, logistics, moving it properly is very, very important. So there's an opportunity there too for people, for engineers. You can learn about all this and then see that the project is successful. So my take would be that you should get into a big company if possible to acquire these skills and knowledge. Many companies are around to give you these kinds of skills and knowledge, but don't expect too much money. Everybody thinks of a pay packet, saying that how much can I get money out of it. My suggestion would be that, because it's important for you to acquire skills and knowledge, don't worry too much about the money. Whatever they give, just get in first. Make yourself indispensable. Learn a lot. Learn more than what you should be learning or what the company expects you to learn. Learn more and more. The more responsibility you ask for, the more the company will start depending on you. And the more they start depending on you, you know, if you perform well, obviously they'll increase your salary. And after 3 years or 5 years or 8 years, then you can start thinking if you want to strike out on your own and do something, because hundreds of problems are waiting to be solved in our industry. You can think of a career in entrepreneurship, just like I did many years ago. I found that there was a shortage of concrete cutting, so I got into that field, and it was very rewarding. So just like that, there are still a lot of problems which need to be addressed in this country. So you can think of entrepreneurship. but get those skills, get that knowledge. And that can happen only if you get into some company and start working and try some 3 4 companies to understand what exactly is the kind of thing that makes you passionate, that makes you really work hard, makes you enthusiastic. See, once you get up you should be waiting to get up in the morning and go to work and say, hey, I want to get to work quickly. That is the kind of passion that you require. And some may find comfort in design. Some may find a lot of enthusiasm in going to site and working. You have to decide for yourself, and until you actually go to a few companies and work there, you'll never be able to understand what exactly you want. So go out there, be bold. You've got a long life ahead of you, and 3 5 years is nothing at all. So do it, and once you know exactly what you want to do, then you can learn much more about that, and you can do really well. So keep upgrading your technical managerial skills. Look out for new opportunities. And last and final thing, somehow I am getting to understand today that if you know a foreign language, then you will be able to get into many opportunities. Whether we like it or not, China is now dominating the world, and there are a lot of Chinese companies which manufacture equipment, which have got manufacturing knowledge, construction knowledge, everything, and they're very widespread. And if you learn German, if you learn Chinese, you learn French, learn or Spanish, learn these languages, you will be able to get selected by big companies because they want somebody who can go there and come back with knowledge. A lot of collaborations are happening in the construction world. So the minute you have these collaborations, you require, I know people who know German, and in L&T, a lot of people know German. And I know many companies which, many people who know Chinese, who are able now, who are in a very unique position because they're able to converse in Chinese and translate, but they're also engineers. So for them, that's a USP, and they get paid very well. So with this, I would like to end my brief because Dr. GSS also had covered quite a bit. So I would now like to hand the podium back to Dr. Ashwath. Thanks to ACCE, thanks to BIT, and thanks to SK Super Steel for allowing me to present this. Thank you very much. Over to you, Dr. Ashwath. Hello.
Thank you, Ashok, and thank you, Suresh sir. I think since this is one of the initial presentations, the overview is given. In fact, in one of the chat, one of the member has expressed, participant has expressed, you should have given the vacancies for civil engineering. So that is the that is essential. In fact, in ACCE groups, I think ACCE or ICI stuck together, we have created one group for employability itself for students who can become ACCE. Yeah, that group is already there in ICI. In fact, the website itself gives a lot of vacancy positions. Now the WhatsApp group is also there. So students can post their profiles there and look for the inquiries and job opportunities. So to get opportunities, now the presentations, both the presentations give a lot of opportunities. In fact, the opportunities are limitless. I don't know why people are struggling. A lot of opportunities are there, projects are there. I think the right kind of candidates are not available. If you go to any organization, people ask for a good candidate. So that is very, very essential. And if you get good skills and knowledge, definitely job is not a problem at all. And if you have good ideas, you can have your own venture, either a startup or some other enterprise you can create. Now, we can open for another 10 minutes for question and answers. And you can either write in the chat, or you can unmute your microphone and ask the questions. You can raise your hand and answer, unmute yourself and answer the question.
Yes, Deep Singh wants to ask question. Nimen Deep Singh.
Yeah,
Niman,
please go ahead, Singh.
Hi, sir. I'm Nimandeep Singh. To my
Nimandeep,
best,
hi.
my lots of regards to Ashok sir and Suresh sir.
Thank you,
And
thank you. Nice
thank
to
you,
see you.
Ashwath sir.
Nice to have you here.
Yeah, I to the forum. I want to tell that Ashok sir, my interaction is almost 22 years old. He was so dynamic and energetic when he came, and he's a full factory in itself. You know, he carries everything on his own. And
Thank you, thank you. So
sir,
you
I
should
want to
give a brief about
I
yourself,
just want.
Nimandeep.
Yes, sir.
Nimandeep, just give a brief about yourself, what you do.
Sir, at this moment, I am focusing on senior living homes and also on the entrepreneurship programs. Uh, in the senior living projects, we are doing it in North Bangalore, and in we are trying to parallelly do things in the Ayodhya for this lot of pilgrimage who are planning to come there and stay there. These are our two focus areas.
And you
In
are in
my
the industry
past,
for about past 20
yeah,
years?
sir, I'm for almost 23. This is my 24th year running, sir. Yeah.
Right, right. Okay, good.
And being a speaker to some of the institutions, and my own business is into healthcare and educational services also. So my last 23 years has been into the project management and consulting, interior contracts.
Good. Go ahead. Ask your, can you speak your view on jobs in
And
entrepreneurship, please?
in this year itself, I've gone to one of the engineering college in Ramnagar. Okay. And I interacted with 176 students there from third to fourth year. And I got a complete data sheet of how you have now created this circle. I was not aware. But I came to know from the data that the students of even Ramnagar belt, are first preference is government job. Okay. Out of 176, like only 2% of that were willing to be an entrepreneur. And that's a pretty bad data because, and out of 176, many of them were not willing to go out of Karnataka also. Right? Many wanted a job within Bangalore zone, and beyond Bangalore also they were very reluctant. Now, if I see the people who have actually grown, they have a multi-city and multi-location experiences. Right, sir? So this, if this your youth doesn't understand this, or even the first 5 years beyond, if you don't have an exposure for different location projects and different companies' experiences, you cannot understand the dynamics of the business, dynamic of this construction industry, right, sir? And this data, when I shared it with the management there, I was very much surprised. They said that we have very less resources to make these children understand that why you need to be more open to go out of. And then I interacted with the students again. They say that we have many restrictions. One is their financials, and one is that there is no ecosystem which is there, which gives them the confidence that yes, this is my future. The moment we come out of the engineering, the first thing is job. Now, if you see in the group what has been put for the employability also, how many resumes which are put, right? No one is actually working towards securing the job for them. So it says that best wishes to you. Now, how will this guys understand? See, all are not having, as we have already presented, Suresh sir also said, Ashok sir also said that they may not have a good communication skills to even come forward. So after engineering, they are spending more time to get those skills, right, sir? Good that you have started a professional program in your college where at least communication part, getting ready for the market, if it is done within the first final year stage or a third year stage only, it is integrated, they are prepared. Second, sir, there should be a program where the children's students, even the first to 2 years of the professional, should get some exposure out of state or out of country. We as a industry, or we as a body, we should take these students uh, out of country, or some project visits, not only within our own zone. See, there's a lot of difference. When I was working for a Singapore firm, they were asking me questions which were relevant to their country learnings, right, sir? But we were never being taught. Right, sir? So I don't find why I just came in to tell this to you is the presentation was so fantastic. If these children can understand, if in case if there are many students here, if they are able to actually even take 50% of it, nobody's going to be jobless. But the state of affair which is there is that today, if you say I'm a civil engineer after 4 years, what are you doing, sir? I'm learning a computer course. I'm trying to be a IT engineer. In Ambedkar Institute itself, sir, just recently, some of the engineer students who joined, they shifted their programs to another branch. See, that's the state of affair we are talking about. Automatically, there will be a shortfall. Automatically, there will be a shortfall. And the data which Suresh sir said was very eye-opener for me, that it is only 5% of the civil engineering from the Bangalore is only 5 to 6%. That's too less. Too less. So, sir, I'm always open and supportive of what you're doing, and I'm so much thankful that you have started this program of interaction through this circle. Any support or anywhere we can take it forward, do let us know in this space. And thanks a lot, and thank you, Ashok sir. In Navratri you have made my day, Ashwath sir, by making me to see the face of my gurus, and Suresh sir also. So both are the stalwarts of the industry, and you are the greatest academician ever.
Yeah,
So
thank
great,
you,
sir. Thank you.
Niman. I think you have raised the right issue. All this requires exposure. That's why in the introductory time, I mentioned networking with professional bodies and professionals is very, very essential. This inferiority complex or the exposure or the taking the first step to move forward is missing in many of the students. Not only rural children, but also students from the cities, they're not coming forward. Any interaction, any workshops or seminars, we have to force people to speak up. So that is missing. And unless that goes, forget about going out of the city. They want job next to their house only. That is the problem. And it is there from long time. The scenario has not changed. So unless you move forward, willing to work anywhere in the country or outside the country, I think growth is limited for everyone. So a lot of opportunities are there, and the students should understand. I think they should get a good orientation. In fact, all the engineering colleges and architectural colleges, they should arrange every semester 1 or 2 orientation sessions, interactions with the professional bodies, and how to handle when they move out of their comfort zone. So that is very, very essential. I think maybe we will try to get some orientation programs through these sessions also, and maybe some offline events. In fact, we were also planning to have the civil walks. Earlier, we used to call as design walks. We used to visit a building and take a round of the building, interact with the architect and the structural engineer who designed the building through Udbhava. Me and one of my colleague at that point of time, Satyaprakash Varanasi, we used to do. I think that in a similar way, suitable to the present context, we have to restart where the students come out of their comfort zone, interact with people, get confidence. Unless they get confidence, all these things will become waste. So confidence building is very, very essential. I think we will take a lot of sessions to build the confidence among the student community, among the faculty, and also the fresh engineers in the industry. Up to 5 years, 10 years, people are struggling. I keep meeting people who are working in the organizations. They never grow beyond the site engineer level. They don't learn the required skills and they don't acquire the knowledge, as Ashok mentioned. They don't grow. They don't even think of working in a bigger organization. They don't even think of starting their own, or even the contractors, engineering contractors who do turnkey projects. They don't even go beyond the residential buildings, one plus 2 stories. They don't have that kind of confidence. I think one of the essential thing required is bringing all these people and giving confidence and to handle the next level, wherever they are. They should be easily move to the next level. That is the essence. And Thanks for your suggestions. We will have some more sessions in that direction. In fact, all the professional bodies are doing a lot of work, but whatever we are doing, it is less. We need small groups in different regions, different locations, colleges to work on this continuously. Unless this is addressed, whatever degree they have, whatever grades they have, whatever number of experience, number of years of experience they have, it is waste unless they grow in their profession. I think I agree with you completely, and we will take up some initiatives in this direction.
Kumar wants to say something.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, I just wanted to take a 30 seconds more. See, if N.R. Ashok sir's story has to be seen, 23 years back, he was doing something which only 2 or 3 maybe people in the Bangalore were doing it. Now, you need to see this. This is where this perception game is. And today, this youth know they just want to be employed, but they are not even ready to invest on themselves. See, they are studying, parents are investing, academicians, society, everybody's doing, but they are not visualizing the next 20 years for themselves. They just want this year or next year. And the stalwarts of our Bangalore industry, see, look at A.N. Prakash, look at everybody. I've met them in one of the association, and from there, my journey is 23 years. If I would have not seen them, I would have not become what I am today. So these youth knows they are only seeing what is like a builder has become something, or this guy has made money, but they're not at all investing. And that's such a sad affair. Other day, KL Mohan was telling in builders meeting, sir, that 2 of the engineering colleges, they are no more taking the civil engineering department only is getting closed. I was shocked to hear that. What will in country grow if you don't have an engineering department of civil itself not there? Just imagine, sir. There will be a shortfall, like every cycle of 10 years it happens. In 90s it happened with boom, IT boom. Again there will be a shortfall. But sir, you are in a right path, right movement, and all our association ACCE is really working very hard. But I somehow feel that these youth needs to be, created. We need to bring in a great brand ambassador probably to make them understand that this is the best industry. Everybody is making money. Look at Live Space. They are making money. Nippon is having its own painting company and execution company. Who are those? They are engineers only. Everywhere there is a money in this industry. But I don't know, when you ask them, they don't have a job. Really very, I don't know why, how things happen. But thank you, sir. I've taken again your more minute. I'm so sorry.
Sir, you are unmute. Sir.
In fact, I can see the participants list. SP Anchuri from Hyderabad is attending. In fact, he is also carrying a lot of television programs in his region and explaining the nuances of building construction, execution, problems they're facing, how to address those issues. Anchuri would like to say something. Okay. Fine. And we have another expert, stalwart. These days, we keep listening every day. Some news from engineer Shrikant Chanal, working for the bill for civil engineers. He is also takes up a lot of issues faced by civil engineering community and addressing that. A lot of studies he is doing, case studies he is doing. He is involving students in the studies and surveys. Thanks, Shrikant, for all your efforts. You would like to say something?
Sir, thank you very much for taking my name. But in fact, I am so happy that you have started such a move. And thanks to Ashok sir as well as Suresh sir, very much I appreciate their lectures. In fact, I could not listen total lecture by Dr. Suresh, but Ashok sir's lecture I totally heard. The thing is, whatever the things are being now planned is, I don't think it is such a, in a mass scale that is going to happen. But you have started it. It is a good move. The recognition and other things, for example, whatever the training or the skill development that you have initiated, it should have actually a mass movement kind of a thing. That what I mean to say is, it is very small, this thing, what I feel, because 15,000 on an average, the civil engineers are coming out if you consider only Karnataka, 15 to 16,000. So how many engineers by one institute it can be trained? That is the big issue, and different skills have to be developed at different places. I think it is a fantastic move, but one is the issue of recognition. The second one is the mass movement. Those two things also have to be taken care carefully. And other thing that I wanted to comment upon is the language issues and rural candidates coming, and having that inferior complexity and all that. I think we need to look at very basic learning in the academic institutions itself, the way the interaction takes place there in the other profession and our profession, the the expertise and the communication skills starts developing there. Rather than just giving a training, the curriculum and other things also should be looked into carefully, and we have to influence upon the institutions or the academic curriculum setters in a proper way, that these basic things also should be incorporated in the academic sector and brought upon. And maybe you are well aware that I may again touch upon the need for the bill and other things. You are very much aware of it. That is the need of the hour. You have already mentioned, and that is another point that I want to touch upon. Anyway, you are good luck to the movement, and whenever necessary, I will also participate in this. And please call me if anything is required in this regard. I can help in to give any kind of a training for with regards to the building biology is concerned, with regards to the NBC provisions are concerned, or with regards to the small entrepreneurship skills and other things with regards to the housing development is concerned. So thank you very much, sir, for giving me small this opportunity to tell something in your this thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Srikanth, and wish you all the best for all your IEI elections and the Civil Engineers Act. Anybody else would like to say, have any question?
Ajit Kumar wants to say something.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Oh, that is Nimandeep only, I think. Huh? Oh, Ajit Kumar had raised a hand, yes.
Yeah, please go ahead, Ajit.
Not there.
Yeah, sir, first of all, let me congratulate you, sir, for start taking this great initiative. And engineers Suresh's presentation was very good, and engineers Ashok sir's presentation was very good. But in both the presentation, I missed one important area, which is very lucrative to make a career, is that waterproofing, repair, rehabilitation, retrofitting, and NDT. In both the presentations, I didn't find a space in your presentation. I don't know why, because this is the fastest growing industry. And it is very important, we build so many structures. Maintenance is also a very important aspect, which is missing in your presentation. So I request to include these topics also. And in addition to that, skill development is a very important aspect. And a lot of things are discussed, talked about, few experts shared their experience, but only more than that we have to do. And VTU has having its own skill development center. We should use that platform to reach out to the more students and help them to tell all these industry needs to students, and opportunities available to the students, so that they can focus on those particular skills and come to the industry with a trained and certified manner. And our Bangalore centers also have signed up a MOU with VTU to help them. And I request all the experts to join hands with the Bangalore Center to help the VTU skill development activity. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Ajit. In fact, universities are focusing more and more and giving guidance to all the colleges, engineering colleges, to have exclusive skill development centers in the colleges. So that will give some boost to build confidence among the professional engineering students. That needs, again, more and more collaboration with the industry and more collaboration with the professional bodies. and the construction industry, every sector of construction industry, is not just consultants, the manufacturers of materials, the contracting companies, everybody should involve because the engineering students or the faculty, they should know everything happening in the industry. The hands-on experience, what we call, is very, very essential. I think that will come in a very short period. That becomes mandatory for everybody to know. Once they know, then they can also identify their strengths and weaknesses and work on that. They can identify their right career path and move in that direction. Yeah, Suresh sir, you wanted to say something.
No, I wanted to speak about the current students' psychology and their thinking.
Hmm.
They are not so much interested about knowing the subject. They are only worried about the salary class. And when it comes to field, they want to do only at home. They see the IT industry people working from home. So they also want to work from home and earn more than them. This is not possible in civil engineering. And the student should understand that this is a skill which is required for a core civil engineering. And they should come out of it and go to the field or to the office where they have to work. So whatever the another person, I forgot his name, who was telling that we are not able to get good hands. So this is the reason why people do not want to move out of their house and they want to earn. That's my feeling.
Yeah, that is true. More and more orientation is required, and understanding the profession is very, very essential. One needs to have interest in the work that they are doing and the branch they are learning. Then only it becomes easy. As Niman was also mentioning, in the last 2 years, there is a slump in the civil engineering admissions in various engineering colleges. Some colleges have closed the civil engineering. Definitely, there will be a huge shortage of civil engineers in the next 2-3 years. Skilled, especially skilled, knowledgeable civil engineering professionals is demand will be there. I urge through all the participants here, please promote civil engineering among your fraternity. They should not just look at job and the salary package. They should see real enjoyment, real satisfaction when they execute the major projects, major infrastructure projects. So that is the essence of happiness. So that needs to be told, that needs to be understood by the younger generation. Ashok sir, I think we have come to the end. You would like to say any closing remarks?
That's it. I'm extremely happy to have participated in this workshop. I wish there could have been more people, but it's a fantastic beginning, I would say, that this kind of workshop is required. And as Niman said, I agree with him wholeheartedly that you need to get out of your comfort zone. In fact, I primarily believe that I grew only because I went out of Mysore. If I had continued to be in Mysore, I don't know what would have happened to me. This kind of confidence that I have, the kind of knowledge that I gained all over the place, and also the fact that we had the courage to start off the first concrete cutting business in the entire country, that would not have been there if I had not gone out of Mysore. So thankful for that. I would compliment you very much for this kind of a venture, and will continue to engage. I mean, associations like ours, professional associations like ours, and colleges like yours need to professionally go out and catch these youngsters because they don't even know what they're missing. So we need to market ourselves even more, and I'll be happy to put in my effort in marketing to see that our country, which needs these young engineers more than ever, come back to the fold and start doing much more for India. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
Ashok sir.
Ashok,
Thank you.
and thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Suresh.
you.
Sir,
Yes, yes, thank
these
you.
kind of small activities needs to be there in different regions, the physical activities. Maybe in the next few months, we will devise some mechanism to encourage people in the local areas to conduct some walkthroughs and build confidence among the younger professionals. I thank all of you, and especially Ashok and Professor Suresh, for your time and support. We will involve more and more industries like what we did the quiz program last year and this year with the support of SK Super TMT. For all these programs, they are also supporting and extending the financial support for all the programs that we are doing. So similarly, we will expand this to get more and more support from the industry and all the consultants. In the days to come, there will be more sessions, physical sessions, walkthroughs through the building, construction sites and site visits. These kind of things are planned to build the confidence among the engineering community and to understand the various issues, the connected with the quality and how to overcome the quality issues and see that the construction industry is in a good shape and all areas. Shrikant Chanal used to mention many a times the small and medium sized constructions are huge compared to the major buildings. So there we have to address, because not many people give more focus on quality for the smaller and medium buildings. So with that closing note, I thank once again all of you, SK Super TMT and Bangalore Institute of Technology, for giving all the support and time for me to interact these kind of sessions. And BIT is open for anybody to collaborate with us. We have a good civil engineering department. We have a idea center. We have a startup center, innovation center. People can come here, use the facilities. We will also provide the support and connect to the industry to take your career forward. Thank you very much, and see you in the next program.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.